Okay, let's get right into it. We're going to break down one of the most powerful and frankly weirdest alliances in modern politics, Donald Trump and Peter Thiel. You've got the populist showman on one side and the Silicon Valley philosopher king on the other. Now, this isn't about friendship. Nope. This is a super strategic partnership, and it's designed to completely remake the state as we know it. So to really get this alliance, you have to understand that we're talking about two totally different kinds of megalomania. I mean, on one hand, you have Trump's brand of arrogance, right? The autocrat who thinks he's the one true voice of the people, totally above the law. But then you've got Thiel, and his version is described as this kind of messianic delusion. He and the tech elite see themselves as the katachon. It's a biblical term for the force that holds back the apocalypse. So for them, taking power isn't just about ambition. It's a technological duty to save civilization itself. So the big question is, how on earth do these two things fit together? You've got the populist autocrat and the techno-messiah. How does the guy who rallies the masses team up with the guy who, fundamentally distrusts them? And that brings us to the core metaphor that makes it all make sense. The relationship is basically an alliance built for destruction, with two very clear jobs. Trump is the battering ram, and Thiel is the architect. And what's their shared goal? To shake things up, to destabilize, and ultimately to tear down the existing establishment. What they both see as just a broken, inefficient system. Now, what's so wild about this is how perfectly their roles complement each other. Trump, the battering ram. His job is to create this chaotic public circus. He gets the masses fired up with populist nationalism, and he makes sure all eyes are on him, all the time. But while that's happening, Thiel, the architect, is operating in the shadows. He's driven by this radical techno-libertarianism, and his whole method is strategic infiltration. So while Trump is the chaos agent, Thiel is the one quietly planning the new order he's going to build from the rubble. And this quote right here, wow, it just captures the entire strategy perfectly. For Thiel and his network, Trump isn't the end goal. He's the tool. He's the disruptive force that clears the land, He's the one who deletes the outdated operating system of democracy, so their own much more efficient system can be installed right on top. So while the battering ram is making all the noise and getting all the attention, how exactly is the architect getting his work done? Well, he's got three main tools he uses: a really powerful network, a political protege, and a very specific kind of technology. First up, the network. This is the infamous PayPal mafia. And no, it's not a literal mafia, obviously, but it's this group of former PayPal buddies who went on to create or fund some of the biggest tech companies in the world. Think about it. This network gives Thiel this huge, interconnected web of power and money that operates way outside of the public spotlight. And just look at this web of influence. You can see PayPal right there in the middle, and sprouting from it are these giants like LinkedIn, YouTube, SpaceX. It's just a powerful visual of how this one group of people has completely shaped our modern digital world, creating this massive, powerful ecosystem of influence. Okay, next tool, the protege. J.D. Vance is described not as a politician in the traditional sense, but as Thiel's most successful startup. Thiel literally invested over $15 million into his Senate campaign and mentored him for years. So what's Vance's job? He's the bridge. He's the guy who can speak the language of the working-class Trump base, but think in the terms of Silicon Valley. He makes Thiel's pretty radical ideas sound reasonable to the mainstream. And finally, the technology. This is Palantir, the ultimate tool for control. It's actually named after the all-seeing stones from the Lord of the Rings, which tells you a lot. The company is positioned as the technological Katon. It's the tool designed to manage the masses using algorithms, replacing what Thiel sees as the messy, inefficient democratic process with swift, data-driven, technocratic control. So here's the bottom line, the key takeaway. The public chaos of the battering ram is the perfect smokescreen. While everyone is glued to the TV watching the show, the architect's network, the real power behind the scenes, is quietly working in the background to infiltrate and literally reprogram the fundamental structure of the state. So where is all this heading? What's the ultimate goal, the end game for this whole alliance? It's nothing less than creating a brand new kind of state. You could call it a corporate state. At the very heart of this entire ideology is one core belief. Democracy is an outdated operating system. Seriously, it's seen as slow, inefficient, and just plain incompatible with true freedom, which for them means the unchecked power of capital and technology. So in their view, you can't fix democracy. You have to delete it and replace it. And there's a playbook for how to do it. The strategy is called Seize the Administrative State. The goal is to capture and then dismantle the independent government bureaucracy. All those agencies and civil servants, which they see as a deep state obstacle that just slows down business and powerful decision-making. And this strategy, it breaks down into a really clear 3-step plan. Step 1, fire the professionals. Get rid of the career civil servants and the mid-level bureaucrats. Step 2, replace them with loyalists from the tech network. And then step 3, once your people are in charge, you use that control to deregulate everything from the inside out, removing all the guardrails that get in the way of radical capitalism. So what does this new post-democratic world actually look like? Well, it's a system where a tiny tech elite is in charge. The rest of us, the masses, we're not active citizens anymore. We're just passive objects, managed and controlled by algorithms to keep things stable. Capital and technology, they become sovereign, placed way above democratic law. And the state itself, it's not run through debate or consensus. It's run with the ruthless efficiency of a dictatorial CEO. And all of this, everything we've talked about, leads to one final, absolutely critical question. The whole goal is to turn the messy human process of government into a clean, efficient piece of software. But that raises the most important question of all. If the state becomes software, who gets to write the code?